So JMU Football Festivus, airing of grievances are upon us from this past year of JMU football. We took the time to thank JMU football, everyone who played, but it is time for us to air some of the things that made us mad. Bennett, do you want to start with your 2 grievances?
Yes, I would love to. Okay. My number 1 grievance. They host college game day again, 3rd time, and they take their 2nd game day loss. Unbelievable. I don't know what the exact records are for like FCS and group of 5 teams with game day hosting, but 1 and 2 is extremely disappointing. App State, good team, playing decent, kind of got spanked by Troy in the Sun Belt title. This is an extremely winnable game at home. I don't know if they got caught up in the hoopla of the week or whatever. Oh man, that's a winnable game that they didn't win against App State. If they come away with that win, that comeback has a chance to be one of the greatest wins in program history. Couldn't get it done in overtime. Heck of a fight to get there. But that's certainly a grievance for me, as another game day loss is pretty tough.
Okay, so my first grievance, JMU's turtling really upset me, specifically the Utah State game. Great movie, Master of Disguise, fantastic movie. Secondly, his turtling was so annoying, and his lack of aggressiveness early on in the season, even throughout the season, like in key 4th down moments, you just wanted him to please go for it. If you just go for it, you could win the game in the 3rd quarter. But as Pete Carroll says, you can't win the game in the 3rd quarter, but you can win the game in the 4th quarter. And sometimes Cignetti really, really wanted to just win the game in the 4th quarter. If a team went up 7-0 on him, he was figuring out a way how to win 8-7. It was just so annoying in the Utah State game. Just the run's not working. Pass the ball. Okay.
He's a big turtler. That was something. All right. Second grievance, final grievance for me, the starting quarterback fiasco, where they go on in camp about how he can't name a starting quarterback, won't name a starting quarterback because it's a competitive disadvantage, doesn't help him out, whatever. Super annoying. Don't love it. Then they start Alonzo Barnett. He struggles against Bucknell. He's benched for Jordan McLeod. And after the game, going into a real game against UVA, huge game for the program, he essentially says Jordan McLeod is the obvious starter. Why can't you say that in August who the starter is then? Well, you need a competitive advantage for Bucknell, the same Bucknell team. You're telling me you're like not tackling for and not preparing for in a normal way and treating it like a scrimmage, but because you don't want a competitive disadvantage. I don't know what Chesney does with starting quarterbacks. I hope he names a starter in August to give me a little bit of happiness before the season, or at least is less annoying about it. And it'll give like a strong, correct hint.
Yeah, that's a great grievance. That is a great grievance. I almost went no tackling in fall camp as one of my grievances, but I had to end that bit. And my last grievance was JMU's inability to run the freaking ball. Just like we went into the year, this is one of the best offensive lines in the Sun Belt. Oh my, Kalon Black is a monster. They added this Tony Brooks 60-year guy, his experience. Latrell Palmer's just a powerful back. And then we sit here at the end of the year and they ranked 111th in the nation in EPA per rush. They were 3rd last in the Sun Belt in rush yards per game. They were 2nd last in the Sun Belt in rush yards per attempt at 3.9. And it just felt like they were so willing to bang their head against the wall time and time and time and time and time again. And it was just so infuriating. The run wasn't working, man. You don't need the run to set up the play action. You can give me all of this stuff about old school football. None of that mattered because at the end of the day, you were averaging less than 4 yards per run. And you came into the year talking about this great offensive line. You came into the year talking about your great running back room. We were part of it. We were expecting great things. But you know who were one of the first to flip on the run game? Us. Me. I hated it. It was so bad. And they just kept doing it. And it made me really upset.
At one point in 2024, I'm going to pull up a chair and I'm going to watch a full Indiana football Big Ten conference game. And I want to see if they attempt to just run it back because they got similar guys and now they're wearing the candy stripes. Are they going to try to run the ball? Because they couldn't do it against some of the worst run defenses in the country. It was mind-boggling because then like Kaelon Black is a monster, like receiving the ball and making great plays. It does not make any sense. It did not make any sense. Then there were some that like didn't like Latrell Palmer. Maybe they're mad at him from the fumbles. Maybe he was a little banged up. Maybe it's a combination of the two.
And you know who looked good in the bowl game?
I thought Palmer looked pretty good.
Palmer looked good.
Doesn't make any sense.
It was kind of like a wide receiver was coaching the running backs. All right, that ends this year's JMU football grievances. Festivus, thank you so much for tuning in. They essentially hit Control-C, Control-V on the whole running back situation from JMU. They went, you know what? I know we had they were like, we had one of the worst running back rooms in the entire nation. You know, if we get Nick Kidwell here and Tyler Stevens and Tyson Lawton and Kaelon Black and bring the same coach over, I think we'll have different results. And you know what that is, right? That's quite literally the definition of insanity.
I can't wait to watch it because the pass protection was great. They threw the ball all over the yard. It was awesome. Couldn't figure out the running game. Also interested to see if Chesney can get that going finally.